4 sync pairs in 1 unit. That is how I would summarize SYGNA Steven in a nutshell, guys. But, you know, with the anniversary are looming around the corner, plus 2 Master Fair reruns, are you supposed to scout for SYGNA Steven and Deoxys or not? Is he worth your gems? In this video, we discuss his kit and everything about him. So with that said, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And with that said, let's begin. Here we go! Yo yo yo, this is Sol, also known as SPL-gum, also known as Spatial-gum, also known as Grunt, you're this Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Because as you might have noticed, I'm wearing a different outfit today. I got this from the Pokemon Center. It was a jacket, and it's a reversible jacket. I kind of modified it, and now it's a reversible vest. And it kind of matches with my cap and everything. I love it so much. And I'll be wearing this outfit in my Scout or Skip videos. Meanwhile, you'll see me in my other outfit in my Who to Scout For video, as well as my gem count video. So thank you for all the love in my gem count videos, as well as in my Who to Scout For videos. New subscribers, welcome. I am sus. But anyway, guys, in this video, we are going to discuss his kit right now. And as you might see over here, he is the first sync pair to come out in the second half of the August Datamine, or should I say the run up to 3-year anniversary Datamine. And he's the only new sync pair as far as scoutable units come, because there are a couple of new sync pairs. Like for example, there is Giovanni Persian, but he's gonna come out for free. There is the Mega Rayquaza, who's gonna come to us for free as well, and so on and so forth. And then followed by he's followed by reruns of Maxie and Archie coming on August 15, ends on October 1. Now, as I said in my previous video, highly suggest that you guys, unless you really want them on day 1, or you want to have an easier time with your Ancient Brawl Extreme Battle event, as well as probably Luker's Tenacity Extreme Battle event, as well as the current Battle Hoenns Best or something Extreme Battle event, highly suggest you to wait after the anniversary before you pull. You know, October 1 is a long way to go. Meanwhile, you do not exactly have a lot of time to decide whether or not you want to scout for Steven or SYGNA Steven, because his banner ends on August 27. And if you want to hear my thoughts, my summary for each one of these 3, you can check out my August sync pairs Who to Scout For video, where I discuss all 3 in brief, kind of. As when I talk, I kind of go on non-stop, and it's kind of like a 40-minute video. But then, let's just discuss him right now, guys. So, in this, as you might, I'm gonna mostly skip through what I have already said, because he's the only sync pair I kind of really discuss in my August sync pairs Who to Scout For video. So basically, he handles 4 different roles. The first one, well, you start off with this form. You start off with normal form, and you start off with 4 trainer moves. Try this, attack, faster, and defend. Try this will basically convert him into a tech sync pair that makes the opponent flinch, as well as makes you able to hit a little bit faster because you got Fuel Economy 1, which reduces your move gauge requirement of his moves by 1. So he has over here, he has Psycho Boost. It's a 4 move gauge attack. You have Recover, a 2 move gauge attack, but I just realized that Recover becomes a 1 move gauge attack here, or 1 move gauge move. Zen Headbutt, 1 move gauge move, and Cosmic Power, 1 move gauge move. in normal form when you use Try This. Try This also gives you Psychic Terrain, as well as raises your defense, special attack, special defense, and speed +2. And then, yeah, you got a 60% chance of making the opponent flinch when you use Zen Headbutt. But then Zen Headbutt is not that strong. His strong move is Psycho Boost, which, if you're not familiar, you know, we got a lot of special strikers for Psychic types. Zen Headbutt is a physical attack, so if you're looking for a physical attack for Psychic type, Zen Headbutt might be your key there. But again, Zen Headbutt with normal form has a 60% chance of making the opponent flinch. Plus, all these types or all these forms of Deoxys have an innate rising type multiplier. So the higher your stats are, the stronger your Psycho Boost or Zen Headbutt is gonna be. How do you maximize your attack stat or special attack stat? Guys, just by using Psycho Boost, you know, you start the battle with, I think, +2 special attack stat for him. Just use Psycho Boost twice in order to raise your special attack because of downside up. Every single time your stats go down, they go up instead. So that's how you kind of boost his stats up. You use Cosmic Power, you use Psycho Boost, and so on and so forth. That is for your normal form. Now next, let's go to the interesting part, which is the attack form. And again, if you haven't heard me say this in my previous video, you cannot have more than one form per battle. You reset forms every single battle, but you cannot switch forms during the battle, guys. So, attack form basically transforms him, Signature Steven, and Deoxys into a 6-star EX striker. Your sync move gets to hit everyone instead of just hitting one opponent, which is awesome. And if you have him 6-star EX'd, he will have, since he's a tech sync pair, he will have a 1.5 times multiplier for his sync move. And his attack stat over here is pretty high. Special attack stat is pretty high as well. Psycho Boost, Protect, Zen Headbutt, and Cosmic Power have their original move gauge requirements. And then he also got Power Chain 2, which is not the same as our current Power Chain in the game. Power Chain 2 has a 30% chance of increasing your physical moves up next, as well as your special moves up next when you use a move. And I mentioned that you can raise this to +10 stack because the highest stack is +10 if you're lucky. And how do you do this, guys? By the way, 1 stack equals 40% stronger damage. So if you want to go for a +10 stack, just use Cosmic Power, spam Cosmic Power, spam Cosmic Power, spam Cosmic Power, spam Cosmic Power. Hope that you get 30% chance and 30% chance and 30% chance and 30% chance, so on and so forth. Boom! 10 stack. But you honestly do not need to do that. I think that just by having 1 stack, you know, just using Psycho Boost, you have a 30% chance of giving yourself a special moves up next already. Use Psycho Boost. In fact, focus on Psycho Boost. Focus on Psycho Boost. Psycho Boost, Psycho Boost. If Power Chain triggers, you're only reducing or you're only using the special moves up next effect. Your physical moves up next effect keeps stacking as long as you do not use Zen Headbutt. The moment your physical moves up next go up all the way as high as you can, use Zen Headbutt, land very strong damage on the opponent. That is how I would use Signature Steven and Deoxys in attack form. Next, we have the defense, or we have the speed form. And the speed form, honestly, I think is the most balanced out of everything. Not only do you have an insanely high speed, but your attack defense stats are kind of equal along the board, and it's the safest route to go to. You have double team, raises your evasiveness by 1 stat rank. And by the way, guys, every single time you transform into these forms, their trainer moves do something. So I will not be reading that already, but their trainer moves do something. So check that out. Pause the video if you need to read that. But their trainer moves do something already. Like raise some stats already, bring the sync move countdown already down, and so on and so forth. in speed form, not only do you immediately at the start of speed form lower your sync move countdown -2, the moment you use double team or recover, you lower your sync move countdown -2 as well. Plus, you get to give yourself a move gauge acceleration effect. Plus, you start with +6 speed, which is crazy. I think you also start with +3 evasiveness. So this thing is pretty evasive. You can maximize your evasiveness by using 3 double teams only. And, you know, if you're low on health, just use recover. So, no problem with speed. I mean, with +6 speed at the start, it's just gonna be crazy fast, I'm not sure if he's gonna be crazy strong, but crazy fast indeed. And I don't think he's gonna be quite fun to use, probably as a tanker if you want to, because you start off with +3 evasiveness. But that's that, guys. That's the speed form, and that's pretty much the most balanced for me, at least, out of everyone. The last one is your defense form, which is over here. Defense form has the lowest speed stat, but then you get to raise a lot of stats. The moment you transform into defense form, everyone's attack and special attack +4. Very nice. Plus gives yourself a damage guard next effect. The sad thing about this one is that you do not give everyone critical hit rate increase, but then a lot of sync pairs right now have their own ways of raising their critical hit rate. The sad thing also here is that, you know, if you go for defense form, he's basically a support sync pair. And as a support sync pair, he does not get a double sync buff even if you 6-star EX him, because he is a tech sync pair. And what else? He does not have vigilance in his sync grid. So if you decide to give vigilance, you know, then you try to switch suddenly to attack form, well, you stick with vigilance. You have to change the lucky skills, so on and so forth. So kind of frustrating in a way. So keep in mind what form, you know, if you want to switch to defense form, you do not have vigilance unless you give it to him. So that means you are vulnerable to critical hits if you do not have vigilance on him. Now, he also has Team Mind Bracing Infliction 9. So every single time you use Iron Defense, everyone's defense and special defense goes up +2. And Stat Share 9 basically shares the stats across the board when you use Iron Defense. So that's SYGNA Suit Steven and his 4 forms. And with his sync grid, as you can see over here, you got, well, I think it's much easier if I show you the grid itself, which this is from Poma Tools. And as you might see over here, the grid is kind of confusing. It's kind of in a hexagon shape. And at 1 out of 5, you get access to a sync nuke tile immediately. Personally, I'll go for Psycho Boost, Psycho Boost, Psycho Boost. As you might see over here, it's kind of split. Psycho Boost over to the top right, then Zen Headbutt to the left and bottom, and so on and so forth. You know, this is very situational. You switch sync grids depending on the role that you want. I think I'll go for a Psycho Boost build here. 2 out of 5, you get 3 sync nuke tiles. So I'm getting the 3 sync nuke tiles. I got a move gauge refresh 3 for Psycho Boost over to the top right side, as well as a move gauge refresh 2 to the bottom right side as well. We got defense +20, and we got morale boost over here, guys. We got morale boost 9. Has a 100% chance of raising the user's special attack stat by 2 when the user uses a move. But then, just by using Psycho Boost, you get to raise your defense, or you get to raise your special attack stat already. So I feel that this is unnecessary unless you really want to push, very quickly destroy the stage, but then you do not get Furious Brawn, the multiplier for special attacks, at 2 out of 5. You got a couple more, but I think I'll stick to this build. And the reason why I did not pick accuracy buffs for Zen Headbutt as well as Psycho Boost is because at the start of the battle, Deoxys already has Pinpoint Entry 1, which raises your accuracy stat plus 1. Psycho Boost and Zen Headbutt starts off with 90% accuracy. So having that plus 1 accuracy buff kind of gives you 100% accuracy already. So I feel that I do not need to get those accuracy buffs. 3 out of 5. This is where things get interesting. I've heard a lot of debate on Facebook here. Like, why do you want Soften Up 1 when you can maximize your critical hit rate? Soften Up 1, again, critical hits, or rather your critical hit rate when you use a sync move is -1. So if your critical hit rate is +3, that's the max. Treat it as critical hit +2 instead of +3. And +2 critical hit rate is basically an 80% chance of landing a critical hit. Soften Up 1 basically increases the chances of landing critical hits. I forgot if it's +1 or +2. So basically, if you have raised your critical hit rate at least by 1, you're guaranteed that you're able to land critical hits all the time with your sync move unless the opponent has Vigilance. So we got Soften Up 1 over here to guarantee that we're able to land criticals. We got Furious Brain. The higher our special attack stat is, the stronger our moves are. We got Buy 1 Get 1 4 for Psycho Boost so that we can get to use Psycho Boost again and again and again just in case we run out of move gauge. We got a move gauge refresh 3 as well to speed up the move gauge even more. Plus 3 Sync Nuketals over here. So I think this is a very good grid, and I am assuming that, or rather, this grid is perfect for attack form. Attack form, Deoxys. Of course, if you want to go for defense form, probably Furious Brain might not be the best choice here. Probably you want to go for some other route here in this grid. If you want to go for speed form, probably go for some other route. Like, for example, guys, it's only attack form, if I'm not mistaken, that you're able to raise your critical hit rate. If you want to go for any other form, I think you better get critical odds 9 over here, because this will help you raise your critical hit rate +2 whenever you transform into a different form. So if you transform into defense form, speed form, or stick to your normal form, by getting critical odds +9, you get to give yourself a critical hit rate +2. And this is basically giving you an 80% chance of landing a critical hit using normal attacks. And we got Soften Up 1. I think just by having Soften Up 1 and critical odds +9, we're guaranteed to land critical hits every single time with our sync move, but correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Again, this is assuming that this is probably attack form, but you do not need to get critical odds +9 if you are going for attack form. Probably speed form, or normal form, or defense form. So, those are some sync grid examples. Again, there's no right or wrong with your sync grid. Experiment as much as you want, but that is my setup, at least for 1, 2, and 3 out of 5. And guys, now it's time for the fun part. My analysis, or our analysis, our comparisons, and everything. So if you reach this part of the video and you haven't given this a thumbs up yet, please do that, because these videos takes a lot of time to work on, and a lot of effort, and so on and so forth. So I would appreciate the love and support here in this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? So, in terms of these three, well, I have compared them already with SYGNA Suit Steven's different forms over here. We got that. And Archie has the highest HP out of everyone, with SYGNA Suit Steven having the lowest HP out of the bunch. Attack form has the highest attack and special attack stat, but the lowest defenses out of the bunch. Speed form has the highest speed, pretty balanced stats overall. Meanwhile, defense form has the highest defenses, but the lowest speed out of all of them. And in terms of multipliers, I have already discussed them. I will not discuss them anymore because it's time to compare SYGNA Steven with all our psychic types that have been, you know, either free or either very strong recently. And those psychic types I included in my calculations are, well, Anniversary May, Giovanni, Lear, and SYGNA Looming. There are others, which we will probably discuss later, but I decided to split SYGNA Steven here and compare his different forms for this one. So as you can see over here, all the other sync pairs do not use the physical attack stat. Only SYGNA Steven, Zen Headbutt uses the attack stat, so he kind of has the highest attack stat. SYGNA Looming has the highest HP. Giovanni has the lowest HP over here. Defenses, Anniversary May has the highest defense. Giovanni has the lowest defense. Giovanni has the highest special attack. Normal Deoxys has lowest special attack stat. Highest defense, special defense goes to Anniversary May, with Giovanni having the lowest special defense. And as for speed stat, Giovanni tops everyone, with Lear having the lowest speed. This is normal Deoxys. Let's move on to the next form, which is our attack Deoxys form. And as you can see over here, now SYGNA Steven has the highest attack stat. But Giovanni still has a higher special attack stat as 575. And most of the other stats across the board are pretty much the same, except that SYGNA Steven now has lower defense and special defense. But then Giovanni still has lower defenses than SYGNA Steven over here. Now we move on to the next stat or next form, which is the speed form. And as you can see, suddenly SYGNA Steven's stats are topping most of them, with his highest attack stat, highest defense stat, highest special defense stat, and his speed topping or surpassing Giovanni's speed stat over there. The lowest is his special attack stat, which is pretty low, 224, but then all the other stats, it kind of balances everything. That's the speed form. And last but not the least, we have the defense form, which has the highest attack stat because he's soloing it. The lowest special attack stat, the lowest speed stat, but very high defense and special defense out of this group, guys. So, I am highly assuming that if you're scouting for SYGNA Steven, you're most likely gonna stick to either speed form, attack form, or normal form. Most of the time, probably, you're gonna stick to the attack form because that's what he excels in. Becoming a tech sync pair with 6-star EX striker capabilities. So I'm gonna assume that most of you are sticking to the attack form. And I have used the attack form to do the computations versus these sync pairs. Thank you to Jack for helping me compute the numbers. You will see in the next slide. So SYGNA Steven has these multipliers. Let me hide myself so that you can see this a little bit more clearly. And Anniversary May has a lot to do with lowering the opponent's special attack plus special defense. And as you might know, Anniversary May cannot lower the opponent's special defense on her own unless you give her a lucky skill called Mind Games 2. Same thing for her multipliers for her sync move. You get to have to lower the opponent's either special attack and special defense for those. So keep that in mind, guys. She cannot lower special defense, but now we have LATIOS. SYGNA Brendan is still out, and he can help lower the opponent's special defenses. Meanwhile, Giovanni, Power Reserves 2, quite unreliable unless you're a pretty expert player, which you have to play with very low HP. Critical Strike 3 applies for both sync moves and normal attacks. Brain Teaser, the lower the opponent's special defense is, as well as Smarty Pants, the lower the opponent's special defense is. And Giovanni can lower the opponent's special defense, unlike Anniversary May, by using, was it Shadow Ball? I think, if I'm not, correct me. And then Lear, Furious Brain for Hyperspace Hole. And Hyperspace Hole, super duper effective one. Furious Brain, the higher his special attack stat is, the stronger the damage. And you can do this by using X special attack. I think you have to, you have to use this. This is not like Signasuit Steven, who can maximize his special attack stat immediately by using attack. So keep that in mind. Meanwhile, Lear has a similar sync move multiplier as Signasuit Steven, built-in Rising Tide. But then Lear has an additional Rising Tide separate multiplier over here. The higher the stats of Lear are, the stronger the damage. So basically, Lear has double Rising Tide. Signasuit Steven only has solo Rising Tide. Okay, then Signasuit Lusamine over here, as you might know, she is a Master Fair. She has a master passive called Alola Spirit, and then which basically raises the attack stat and special attacks, or rather special attack stat for normal moves, as well as reduces special damage that you receive that are not sync moves. You got Super Duper Effect or Super Duper Effective 2, Super Effective up next, Weird Vibes, basically Psychic Terrain, Brain Sync 5. Once you raise your special attack stat, that triggers Critical Strike 1, you know that. Double Down 9, the opponent has to be weak to Psychic in order to trigger this. And then Hide and Sync, the lower the opponent's accuracy is, the stronger the damage. Some of these multipliers are pretty hard to trigger. Like for example, Hide and Sync, probably you have to lower the accuracy of the opponent first, and then Brain Sync will trigger, Critical Strike 1 will trigger. Double Down 9 is, the opponent has to be weak to Psychic. It's not like you can off-type using Signasuit Lusamine, but then Signasuit Lusamine is pretty strong as well, even in off-type, but then Brain Sync 9. As well as Super Duper Effective 2 and Super Effective up next will not trigger for Signasuit Lusamine. By the way, Signasuit Steven's physical moves up next and special moves up next only apply for the attack form. So because of Power Chain, I think Power Chain 2, 30% chance of raising your physical moves up next, as well as special moves up next by 1 stat rank. Alright, now for the numbers. Again, thank you Jack, thank you STDK12 for the tools used in this computation. If you're curious again why the numbers are so huge compared to other numbers, you can check how this is computed in the description down below. But in their computation, this is what it looks like. Let me hide myself again. Signasuit Steven has the highest max damage. I will not say DPS already. I will say max damage. With 5,107,556. Followed by Signasuit Lusamine with 4,729,168. Followed by Anniversary May with 4,037,736. Followed by Giovanni with 3,983,499. Followed by Lear with 3,714,984. Now, these are just, comparing the 5 of them. There are a lot of other Psychic types. These are just some of the top hitting, damaging units. And then, one thing to take note of, comparing Signasuit Steven versus Signasuit Lusamine, or Signasuit Steven and the others compared to Signasuit Lusamine, is that Signasuit Lusamine, once she uses her sync move for the very first time, transforms into Ultra Necrozma, her attacks hit everyone. Expanded Reach passive. So, Signasuit Lusamine becomes an AoE attacker. Signasuit Steven remains, or everyone else can only hit one opponent at a time. But Signasuit Lusamine can hit everyone. Now, talking about their nuke or sync nuke multipliers or sync move damage, Lear is the top at 27,900,288 because of double Rising Tide. And C, Signasuit Steven only with 1 Rising Tide, dealing 16M. Second highest is Anniversary May. That is if you're able to trigger all multipliers at the same time. Signasuit Luzamin, surprisingly a little bit lower than Signasuit Steven here in this comparison. And then Giovanni is the lowest at 13,406,006. Again, Signasuit Steven, this is assuming that you have 6-star EX everyone. Signasuit Steven will get the Tech 6-star EX bonus of an additional 1.5 times multiplier with his sync move and hit everyone using expanded sync when he is in attack form. These numbers again are in attack form, guys. So this is not speed form, this is not defense form, this is not the normal form. Alright, now if we sort these out according to damage, normal max damage, this is what it looks like for psychic types. We have Signasuit Steven at the top, Signasuit Luzamin at the second, Anniversary May at the third, Giovanni as fourth, and Wallace, I'm guessing Mirror Coat, at fifth. Now, any one of you actually use Wallace? Let me know in the comment section right now. Do you use Wallace's Mirror Coat to deal damage? Because I never do that. Never. Never. You counter the enemy's damage. If I want to counter someone, I'm going to use Kimono Grimsly. He's fun to use. Wallace, I don't know. There are so many psychic types that I'd rather use my other psychic types in order to deal massive damage. Now, in terms of sync nuking, if we sort these out, this is what it looks like, guys. Lear tops the list, 27M, followed by Anniversary May, considering the multipliers are triggered. Followed by Lucian, very, very close to Anniversary May, just 100,000 points or damage apart. Followed by Signasuit Steven, who is standing at 4th place. Followed by Signasuit Luzamin, 5th place, was just a little bit shy of the points of Signasuit Steven. Not bad. Signasuit Steven, not bad. But again, remember that Signasuit Luzamin can hit everyone with her prismatic laser after the sync move. Meanwhile, Signasuit Steven sticks to one opponent. But then, remember Signasuit Steven's other forms? If you stick to normal form, try this, you get to bring in Psychic Terrain. You get to have a 60% chance of making the opponent flinch. If you decide to switch to defense form, you get to raise everyone's attack and special attack +4. In fact, if you switch to defense form, you might not even need to make Signasuit Steven attack. You just boost up everyone and let others do the damage for you, and so on and so forth. If you transform into speed form, you get to lower your sync move countdown -4 almost instantly, and combining Signasuit Steven with Lear plus probably Psychic Terrain, that's gonna be crazy, crazy, crazy fast sync move against the opponent. So he has so many things going on with this grid. It's like a jack of all trades. I'm not sure if it's still a master of none, but he can deal damage, guys. He can do something. But is he worth your gems or not is the question right now, because Anniversary is coming, and if you wait for the Anniversary Datamine, well, you're only going to have like 1, 2, 3, 4 days left to scout for Signasuit Steven, probably less than those. You know what? If you are kind of in crossroads, undecided whether or not to scout, I am going to scout for him. And I'm going to feature him in Battle Villa. It's gonna be a fun challenge. I'm gonna use a wheel to choose which type or which form I'm going to use per battle. So, for example, Hall 1, I'm gonna spin a wheel. I got attack form. Okay, I use attack form for Hall 1. Spin a wheel again, Hall 2 defense form, or so on. Or probably a more efficient way, probably Hall 1 to 5, I stick to one form, Hall 2 to hold 6 to 10 another form. I'm gonna think about it, how it works, and so on and so forth. So you will have a nice feature of what SYGNA Suit Steven can do. So stay tuned for my Battle Villa video featuring SYGNA Suit Steven. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that tomorrow though, because my schedule is really busy right now. But as usual, you know, who cares about the anniversary when Steven is your favorite character? I have also noticed that this Steven design kind of has a love-hate relationship with you guys. Some people absolutely love his outfit. Some people absolutely despise his outfit. What are you in the group, guys? Do you love his outfit? Or do you absolutely hate it? Or are you somewhere in the middle, or just don't care at all? Let me know in the description or in the comment section what you think of his outfit. But then, that kind of concludes my video. Again, he's the first. He's coming out tomorrow. And you have roughly 2 weeks to scout for him. Maxi and Archie, if you can wait, I highly suggest you wait. They're master fairs, high chance of getting shafted, 12% chance of getting a random 5-star, but then 1% chance only of getting them. SYGNA Suit Steven, 2% chance of getting SYGNA Suit Steven, 10% chance of getting a random 5-star. If you don't know how many gems you can get yet, check out my where is it? My how many gems can we get video. But again, don't forget that we also have these units where if you want to check them out, you can watch my August Sync Pairs Who to Scout for video for these guys if they are worth your gems or not. Just check this out as well as check this out and see for yourself if, you know, you want to scout for them. But that concludes my Scout or Skip video for SYGNA Suit Steven and Deoxys. I would like to give a huge shout out to my awesome gifters for memberships, which are Shadowphil and Jeremy, who have gifted these awesome people these memberships. Thank you so much for your support. For those who are in this list, I hope to see you all more active in my streams, in the chat, in the comment section. If you're already active, thank you so much. I hope you're having a great time in the channel. Meanwhile, thank you to all the members of my channel. I guess I would have to shout out my awesome hardworking mods as well. Especially Roy as well as Ewiz. Thank you for the help in my channel. I will pay you guys soon. My computer froze. Sass! Anyway, guys, thank you Shadowphil, Marokman, Aryan Singh, Tacman, Alcin, Roy, Luca, Jeremy, Blaze, Sasriambion, Marcella, Lance, Nice, Iwis, Tatsuya Gold, and Apsaras Gaming for the support, guys. Thank you so much. If you want to help out the channel as well, you can click on the join button or send me a super thanks and super chat whatsoever. But a thumbs up will do. A comment will do. Highly appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching. This is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. The artist team's called Grunt. Good luck on your scouts. For those who are wondering where my scout reaction is, it's coming. It's coming soon. See you in the next video.